All right, guys, we're going to be talking about the New Zealand dollar. New Zealand dollar, same thing, guys. Anything has to do with purple, just represent my monthly zones. And nothing major to talk about. We're not opposing, we're not hitting anything that has to do with monthly zones right now. So let's go ahead and take it down to a weekly level. We are in weekly support right now. As a matter of fact, we're like in the bottom of the weekly support. It's these two previous um, um, not two previous, but these 2 weeks right there. I mean, they were just bouncing off that, and that's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and break it down to daily chart. And the daily chart, I went ahead and draw out my daily demand. That's my daily demand. The daily supply way up here. Nothing really major, something to worry about yet. Let's go ahead and drop it down to a 4 hour. This is where it starts getting interesting, guys. So New Zealand dollar was actually really interesting pair for me last week. Um, same. The game plan doesn't change, guys. I do this for all my pairs, and I start looking for opportunities. The minute we got the pivot break right there, um, um, I mean, you could have actually taken from up here, but there was, or if you were actually waiting for that level. But as we go on further on. Where there was, I mean, you could clearly tell that at the beginning, it didn't really work out because we came down and rejected to support. Remember, guys, these white lines, all it is just all I'm doing is I'm just drawing lines constantly if I see support or resistance on my lower time frames, and it worked out pretty well. I respected that, and at that point, we ripped out. We came back for the retracement, right? Remember, we wait for the retracement, and then you bring it back down. Here's the problem: we're back at it again, to where we can't seem to break that 59.25 area. So 4 hours, we just can't seem to break below that's 59.25. So am I actually going to short it now? No, I'm out. I'm out of the pair. My target really was a 59.50. Wasn't I didn't bring it back out all the way down here. That was my 59.50 was my target. But at any rate, I'm out. There's no need for me to. There's nothing for me to do here. The only way I'll continue shorting this to my next opposing daily demand, support, everything 4 hour demand right there is if we get a 4 hour candle breaking below. You wait for the pullback, and then you bring it back down. I mean, I don't think it's not complicated. It's really not. It's just having the patience. It's having the patience to actually be patient enough for when you get the alert. And by the way, guys, these are my alerts. These are actual alerts. Okay. Uh, Once I get my alert, then and the beauty about this is that it's every 4 hours. It's every 4 hours. And I'm talking about Pacific Standard Time here. The only times that I really do place maybe overnights, it's at 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And when I do my day trades, it's anywhere from maybe it's two. I don't really do day trades at 6 a.m. because by that time it's kind of too late. So my day trades is actually at 2:30. I get the alert at 2 a.m. And I sometimes place them around 2:30, 3 a.m. And that's it. And it's just having the patience just to sit on them, and just wait, just just let them ride. Okay. Some of them will not work. Some of them will not work, and I'll show you some examples. Well, you'll get the break, all right. You'll get the break. You'll get the retracement. You think it's a retracement. We'll get the hesitation, and then it'll psych you out that it thinks it wants to go down, but it ends up going up. You'll get those as well. Okay, but for the people that know me already, even though I'm giving you what my if and what scenarios is, I'm studying so many charts, right? But just because I get these alerts on every single chart doesn't mean I'm going to place them all. I take preference out of which pairs I take. And how do I take preference? Well, what if the New Zealand dollar is not the weakest for that day and is actually considered to be one of the semi maybe neutral to strongest? why am I going to short it against the New Zealand against the dollar? Now, if on the contrary, what if the New Zealand was one of the weakest currencies for that given day? Maybe from 10 p.m. Once again, guys, I'm in Pacific Standard Time. From 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., it's just been weak. The daily, the 4 hours are just weak. Yeah, I'm gonna take preference on this New Zealand dollar because uh, it's just you're putting your odds in your favor. Not only did we get a breakout, but the New Zealand, it's just been, sorry guys. Not only am I going to wait for the breakout, I'm now taking my chances on where the New Zealand being the weakest. So you're putting more odds in your favor at that point. Okay, some of them might be wrong. Now, the reason what I found out is that sometimes they're wrong is because sometimes we get the 5:30. Once again, for the East Coast people, the 5:30 is when we get the um, what do you call it? Major news announcements. That would be 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Sometimes those can be drastic and they'll just completely flip everything out. Okay, but let's just say which doesn't really happen. Actually, I can't remember the last time this happened, but um, maybe let's just talk about, because we're talking about the New Zealand dollar. What if we're shorting this and 5:30 comes up and New Zealand, I don't think we'll ever get a New Zealand dollar, a New Zealand a news announcement, a major news announcement around 8:30, because that's usually London and New York. But I mean, I don't think that's perfect. I think, what if let's just kind of pretend this is a euro dollar and we're actually shorting this, and if we get major news announcement at like around 2 o'clock or even 5, then yeah, this will actually blow you out of proportion. You might want to get out, or unless you're in really good profit, bring your stop loss down. Okay. So these are the scenarios where giving you a situation where it might not work. But if you actually have a nice stop loss, um, let it run. I'm sorry, but this is just how I trade, right? So once again, that's pretty much the game plan for this New Zealand dollar. You got to wait for a 4-hour candle to break that this 59.25. Why? Because look at everything it's done here, and then you got to wait for the pullback, and then can continue go on your way down. Okay, but that's assuming that the dollar is going to go up. Remember that. Okay. Well, what if the dollar decides to go down? Okay. Well, that's actually even better now, because we're at major support right now. Okay. Now, if the dollar if the dollar seems to respect that 12,600 level, and you see that, and you see here, let me bring it again, let me go once again, let me bring this. If you see that the 600 is being respected, and all of a sudden you see this 550 being respected, I'm sorry, and all of a sudden you see this 550 breaking down, come back up for the 550 area, and then bring it back down, and yeah, you got a really good strong chance that this is actually gonna continue going up. You should actually get a pullback right there. Why do I get a why do you think I should actually expect a pullback? Because that was a previous area that we broke out right there. So yeah, I'm expecting of a little bit of a pullback, nothing major, but that's, if you look at the overall, I mean, just kind of look at the swings that we're doing, right? So the swing would be right around there, pullback, swing, pullback, swing back up. Um, so just kind of look at this as, once you're in the trade, you're just gonna have to, if you can't take heat on a 4-hour level, then maybe just day trade these and just kind of know where your levels are at. All right, guys. I'll see you guys on the next video, guys. Take care.